on Hawaiian punch. Oh, you like all this gush? Oh no, you can't get enough. Sipping on Hawaiian punch.
Hey, my name is Adeline Warren, and you're listening to Girl Talk. I like to say that I'm the big sister of the internet. You can watch me fuck up all you want, but hey, maybe we can learn something from it. I hope you enjoy. Good morning. If my voice sounds weird, it's because I literally just woke up like maybe 20 minutes ago. I woke up with rage. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Well, maybe the right side of the bed. I chose rage, I chose violence, and I chose to uplift everyone that's feeling shitty about themselves, because I feel like in the morning we kind of have more clarity. At night I'm kind of like, I'm so fat, I'm so ugly, like I'm not worthy of love. You know, I don't know. I feel like in the morning I have more clarity. That's why I started to not use my phone in the morning, because I'm like, okay, I feel like, I feel better about myself in the morning when I don't use my phone. Anyways, I really see, I'm not even wearing makeup right now. I'm not wearing makeup. I'm wearing my pajamas. I'm wearing this like white box, like little jumpsuit. And I wanted to talk about something. This is an unscripted episode, so don't kill me if it's a little bit like all over the place. But a lot of you guys have been saying, oh, Adelaide, I feel like sometimes your episodes are a little scripted. So I'm just going to go on a rant. In my rant today, I just want to talk about the fact that there is nothing wrong with you, and we're living in a world of delusion. There's so much that I want to talk about with this. There's literally nothing wrong with you, and we're living in a world of delusion. I don't know. Like, I feel like all the time, I don't know if it's like, it's just like being pushed on us or like whatever it is, but like women are constantly being, shoved in our face, like buccal fat removal. What the fuck even is that? Like, I was looking, like it's like a new trend or something. It's like I don't even know, like someone did a buccal fat removal day in my life, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, no offense. Like, if you want to do it, like, fucking cool. But, like, so many people are talking about it. And I'm like, I don't even think it makes you look that much better. I don't know. Like, I feel like this is just going to be me, like, shitting on plastic surgery. But, like, I feel like it's so toxic. Like, I obviously feel like if you get something done, like, obviously, like, if it makes you happy, then it makes me happy. At the end of the day, what you do to your body doesn't fucking affect my day. It doesn't fucking affect me at all. So the way that you look, it really doesn't affect me.
This episode of Girl Talk is sponsored by ZocDoc. ZocDoc is the only free app that lets you find and book doctors that are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, and are available when you need them, and treat almost every condition under the sun. Whenever I need to book an appointment, I go straight to the ZocDoc app. It's simple, it's easy, and fast. So make finding a doctor simple. Go to ZocDoc.com/girltalk and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/girltalk. Again, ZocDoc.com/girltalk. This episode of Girl Talk is sponsored by Keen. So if you have questions about your love life, your career, or anything else that might be going on, then it's time to check out with a Keen advisor, and their best in-class sidekick advisors are available 24/7. But if you're on the weary side, that's no problem. Keen ensures that every conversation is confidential. So give it a try, and I will. Head to keen.com/girltalk and get your first 10 minutes connecting with a psychic advisor for just $1.99. Remember, this offer only applies to the first 10 minutes of your call and is for new customers only. Let's get cooking. This episode of Girl Talk is sponsored by HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get a farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredient and seasonal recipes delivered straight to your doorstep. Skip those checkout lines and save time this spring by cooking at home. And who doesn't love a home-cooked meal? You can start with HelloFresh today by going to hellofresh.com/girltalk50. Use the code girltalk50 for 50% off. Plus, your first box ships free. One more time, for 50% off and free shipping on your first box, go to hellofresh.com/girltalk50 and use the code girltalk50.
Say my name when you go in it.
But I feel like being on TikTok, maybe it's my algorithm. Maybe I need to fucking change my algorithm or something like that. But like, I'm constantly getting videos of like shit that I need to change about myself. Like, it's like buccal fat removal. It's like Botox. It's like, there's even, oh my God, when I was like 12 years old, I would watch so many videos of like how to appear more attractive to a guy. Like, what do guys like? Oh my God, those videos would get so many views. Asking my guy friends what they like everybody. I feel like when I would watch those types of videos, like how to be more attractive to guys, like, oh, what guys like? Oh my God, O2L did a video like that. I remember watching those videos and be like, okay, I need to take notes. Okay, I need to take notes. And I think there was like one person said something like, oh, I like blonde hair and blue eyes. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm worthless, I guess. Okay. Like, I don't know. It's like little comments like that. And I would, listen to it and feel like fucking shit. And like the thing about it is I would never go into a how to appear more attractive to a guy, like any sort of video like that, and come out of the video feeling good about myself. Never. I would always come out of the video feeling like shit. I would come out of the video like wanting to change something about myself, or just like knowing that I will literally never be blonde hair with blue eyes, And it fucking sucks. Like, it's just, I feel like it's just like social media and even just, hip dips and like things that are completely fucking normal. Like, so many people they just have hip dips. It's like a part of your human body. Your human body has hip dips, and your human body ages over time, and your human body has fat in their cheeks, and your human body has, I don't know, like I feel like the whole reason why I even wanted to talk about this is because we are just constantly chasing the next thing, and we're treating our bodies like fast fashion items, which is kind of fucked up. I feel like it got bad as of recently, like it got bad as of TikTok, at least from like my perspective, to the point where it's like, during COVID when everyone was obsessed with fast fashion, and it was like the ugly little shitty little dresses, and we were so fucking obsessed with it, and we were obsessed with fast fashion. Like you got the new dress, and then suddenly there's a new dress, and then suddenly there's like the new pants, and then there's a new shirt, and like, oh, it's on Amazon, and use my Amazon storefront, and blah 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 blah. Don't you feel like we're treating our bodies like that? That's fucked up. That's literally, it's like a dystopian society fucking Black Mirror shit. Isn't that weird? Like, we're so obsessed with like the BBLs, and like now, oh my God, Kim Kardashian and Khloe, everyone is so skinny now. Like, they're taking injections, so now everyone has to be skinny. Skinny is the new in. And like buccal fat removal, and like back in the day it was lips, and then back in the day it was like the high eyebrows like Bella Hadid and blah. Like, if you got all this shit done, if you did all of these trends and you got all this shit done, you would look like a fucking clown. Tell me you wouldn't look like a fucking clown. And like, I know that people are going to say, oh, you're just bashing on plastic surgery, blah, 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 blah. But like, why? I don't understand why it's okay to like praise someone for getting plastic surgery. And like, I don't know how to word it so that it doesn't sound bad, but like, I just feel like we're constantly getting pushed to get plastic surgery. And at the end of the day, what I want to say is, if something makes you feel better about yourself, then do it, because it doesn't affect me. If it makes you feel happy, then that's all that matters. But I think that there is something to be said about society pushing plastic surgery on us. And it's so unrealistic, and it's ugly, and it's unnatural, and I literally can't fucking deal with it. Like, there's times where I like look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, fuck, like I feel like it would be really pretty if I just like, got a BBL, or if I just like lost a couple pounds. Like, should I look into the injections that the Kardashians are doing, or blah, 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 blah. But like, my body is healthy. Maybe this is something that I'm just dealing with, but like, my body is healthy. My body gets me to point A to point B. I'm a 25-year-old woman. I'm like so fucking healthy. This is like the nicest of my body is gonna look. Like, my body looks really fucking cool. And like, hey, do I look like a Kardashian? Like, no. But I don't know why we expect to look like them. naturally when they are constantly getting shit done. And it's also like something where you can't win, because I feel like you want to get shit done to look good, and then people will come at you and be like, oh, she looks plastic. Oh, if you go in the water, she's just gonna float because she's plastic. Like, oh, you have built-in fucking life jacket with your boob job. Like, people will say shit like that. And it's like, you're never gonna fucking win. You're never gonna win if you say natural, and you're never gonna win if you get shit done. Like, people always constantly have shit to say. And I don't know. I feel like we literally are living in a fucking dystopian society. Like, I don't know what the fuck to do. It's just like, especially being in LA, maybe that's why I feel some of the pressure, because especially in LA, every girl has something done. And I feel like maybe even like the UK is like this, at least from like what I have seen, but everybody has shit done. And I think that obviously it's really good if you do it for you, and you do it because you know that it's something that you genuinely like, and not just a trend right now. And like, I don't know, like, nobody talks about how plastic surgery can kind of like give you fucking face and body dysmorphia. Like, I've seen, like, even talked to some of my friends and like, I literally don't know what I look like. I genuinely have no idea what I look like. Like, I will take photos of myself and I'll edit it, and I genuinely have no idea what I look like. I look in the mirror and I think I'm fat, or I think I'm skinny, and I genuinely have no idea what I look like. But the body dysmorphia is like a real fucking thing. And like, as much as like, it's like kind of funny, like, my body dysmorphia, you know, it's like a real fucking thing. And it sucks, because body dysmorphia can, like, you know, it causes eating disorders, and it causes, you know, a bunch of shit, like even plastic surgery addiction. And like, I like go back and forth all the time. I'm like, okay, like, what if I just do one thing for myself? What if I do like, what's something that I've always wanted to do? Like, blah, blah, blah. But like, whenever I think of getting a plastic surgery or like something done to myself, I always change what I want to get like a year later. And it's because of the fucking trends. Like, I don't know why. I thought that I would look so good with like the Bella Hadid like fox lip, but like, why do I look like that guy from Star Trek? And it doesn't look good on me. And I thought about getting lip injections, but like, my lips are fine. I feel like if I got lip injections, it would just like, I don't know. I just feel like I would look fucking like weird. And I don't know. I thought about getting a BBL, but it's just like, BBLs are so dangerous. And like, the way that I've done the research for all of these plastic surgeries. I've done so much research, watched so many vlogs, watched so many like TikToks. Maybe that's why it's my algorithm. But I've done the research on like BBLs and how dangerous it is. And I listened to a podcast with this girl, I think it was like on Sophia with an F, and she was like, I almost died from my BBL. And I was like, you know, I want to look good, but I really like my life. Like, isn't that sad that we're putting our lives in danger to look a certain way when our bodies are completely fucking fine? I don't know. I feel like I'm just going to be raw and honest, and I'm going to stop thinking about like people thinking that I'm plastic surgery hating, but I just feel like nobody talks about this shit. Like, I fully, you know, I'm getting pushed like, change this about yourself, plastic surgery trend, this is going to be cool, this is it, this is in, this is going to make you look so beautiful. But I know so many people that have had plastic surgery that are fucking miserable, and they still don't like their body, and they still don't like the way they look, and they are just like constantly chasing this chase of like, what's the next plastic surgery trend? Like, as if their body is Shein. They're treating their body like it's Shein, like it's a plastic fucking, like, what the fuck? They're treating their body like it's like a fast fashion factory, and like they can like produce new, and like the new thing comes out, oh, get this done. And like, your body is not Shein. Your body is beautiful, and your body is, you know, it's working, and it gets you to from point A, and it gets you to from point B. And they always say, you know, health is wealth. I think Bill Gates always says health is wealth, because You can be the richest man in the whole world, but you cannot pay someone to take away your cancer or your health problems or this. Why do we put ourselves in these dangerous situations to the point where there's a risk that we could die? I think I have to do more research on this, but I'm pretty sure that's why Kanye's mom died from a BBL. How fucked up is that? It doesn't matter how rich you are. It doesn't matter whatever. Putting yourself under the knife, there's always a chance that something can go wrong and you can lose your life or you can lose sensitivity. Even like, you know, it's so fucking crazy. Like even when I got my nipple pierced, there's a chance of losing sensitivity in my nipple. And I mean, I was like fucking 20 years old, so I didn't give a fuck and I just did it. But like, I could still feel sensitivity and it's just fine. But I know some of my friends that have gotten their nipples pierced or even a boob job and they can't feel their nipples. And that makes me really, really, really sad because that's like one of my favorite sensations during sex is like, you know, is doing that. And like, I don't know. It's so fucked up. And like, I've even talked to my friends and I got so mad at my one friend for even like considering this, but she thinks that one of her vagina lips is like bigger than the other and she wants to fix it with surgery. And I'm like, bitch, I promise you, your boyfriend does not give a fuck if one lip is bigger than the other. I promise you, he is not giving a single flying fuck. She's like, I'm just insecure about it. Like, I don't know. And I'm like, bitch, I need to draw the line here. This is where I need to draw the line because I think you have a plastic surgery addiction. And this is like not like nobody talks about this. Like it's to the point where you can lose sensitivity in your vagina and like to look symmetrical. Like, is that what we really want, to look symmetrical? To look? That's all we care about is to look? We'll, you know, put our bodies in danger. We'll put our, you know, our sex lives. We'll put our sensitivity, you know, we'll put whatever off the line for the way that we look. Like, how fucked up is that?
This episode of Girl Talk is sponsored by ZocDoc. Let's take some time to use the ad as a reminder to stop Googling your health symptoms. I know I've done it too, but the internet does not always have the answer. Your headache is probably not a tumor like WebMD says, so instead of endlessly scrolling to find out what's wrong with you, just use ZocDoc. ZocDoc is the only free app that lets you find and book doctors that are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, and are available when you need them, and treat almost every condition under the sun. Whenever I need to book an appointment, I go straight to the ZocDoc app. It's simple, it's easy, and fast. All three things booking a doctor's appointment should be. On ZocDoc, you can choose from thousands of patient-reviewed doctors and specialists, browse doctor profiles, upload and verify your insurance information, and get the care that you need. And honestly, it's kind of fun to look through reviews and profiles to find a doctor I like. So make finding a doctor simple. Go to ZocDoc.com/girltalk and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/girltalk. Again, ZocDoc.com/girltalk. This episode of Girl Talk is sponsored by Keen. All right, guys, Mercury's about to be in retrograde yet again this month, so it's time to prepare, and here's your chance with Keen. I'm so excited to try Keen. Keen spiritual advisors have been helping people find clarity in their lives for almost 25 years. Wow, that's like my whole life, so they must know what they're talking about. So if you have questions about your love life, your career, or anything else that might be going on, then it's time to check out with a Keen advisor, and their best in-class sidekick advisors are available 24/7. But if you're on the weary side, that's no problem. Keen ensures that every conversation is confidential and even have a satisfaction guarantee. I'm so excited to try Keen. They have so many options, so you can talk one-on-one with an advisor, an astrologer, or even a tarot card reading. I also like that they have multiple advisors to choose from, so it's up to you to pick who you want to talk to. Just scroll, read some reviews, and find a psychic advisor that suits you. You can get started today and connect with Keen by phone or online within minutes. So give it a try, and I will head to keen.com/girltalk and get your first 10 minutes connecting with a psychic advisor for just $1.99. Remember, this offer only applies to the first 10 minutes of your call and is for new customers only.
I don't know, like, there's just so many things that I feel like the internet pushes on us. And sorry, I feel like this is a really like ranty episode and I'm like super fucking mad, but I am fucking mad. I'm fucking mad and I'm fucking tired. I'm fucking tired of like getting pushed like to do this surgery and like seeing little girls. It literally like breaks my heart. Like seeing little girls at the age of 19 getting XYZ surgery. It's like, you're 19, you haven't even grown into your body yet. You don't even know what your body is gonna look like. Like, it makes me really sad. I don't know. I think I'm really sad because like, obviously when I was like 19, I wanted to get shit done. And you know, it's so crazy. I wanted to get a boob reduction when I was 19. I looked into Google and I looked up boob reductions, and I am so happy that I didn't have the money to do that because I love my boobs. Like, I would hate it because I'd be like, oh, my boobs are saggy. And like, oh, my boobs are, you know, I wish that they were a little bit smaller and perkier. And like, my boobs would look cuter in outfits. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm so over-sexualized with my boobs. And like, I just want to wear like cute outfits and blah, 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 blah. But now I love my boobs. And I've found ways to like dress my outfits to make my boobs look good. And I feel like back in the day, I would be like, how do I fix my body so that I look good in my clothes? But that we shouldn't be doing that. We should be fixing our clothes so that it looks good on our bodies. Like, it's so fucked up the way that we're like push all these things. And like, when I was little, I really wanted to get my lips smaller. What the fuck? I wanted my lips smaller because all the people that I looked up to, they had smaller lips than me. And like, imagine if I did that. Like, we are literally living in a world of delusion, and like what one person may think is ugly, another person may think is pretty. Like, I dated so many people where they're like, oh, I hate my freckles. Like, I just want to get rid of my freckles. Like, I don't even know if there's like things to get rid of your freckles. I'm sure there fucking is, but I love freckles and I think freckles are so fucking cute. And like, I don't know. And like buccal fat removal. Like, I think that big cheeks are cute, and like, you're gonna look so good when you age, and you're gonna, I don't know, I think that it just suits people, and it just like makes you look healthy, and it makes you look happy. Like, sometimes I feel like when we get these surgeries, we look unhealthy. I don't know. I think that we're just living in a literal world of delusion, and we think that, you know, this plastic surgery is going to fix me, and this is going to fix me, and this is going to fix me. And like, once I have this, I'm going to have lots of friends. But like, this is kind of like not, you know, this has nothing to do with it. But I think, you know, being in LA, you get the pressure, you get whatever. I haven't gotten anything done, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself to a nice watch. So I got myself a really nice watch, and I was like, this is it. Like, this is an expensive watch. And when I go to parties, people are going to respect me more, and people are going to think I'm cooler, and people are going to want to be my friend because I'm wearing an expensive watch. So I would go to the parties and I'd be like, nobody noticed. I'm not different. I thought that this would change everything if I have a nice watch. And like, don't we think the same about plastic surgery? I thought that more people would accept me. I thought people would think that I'm cooler or prettier, or, you know, we're always just like, I think at the end of the day, buying material items, changing our bodies and doing this and this, we just want to feel accepted. And, you know, did I buy that watch like 100% because I love it and it's like genuine to me and I think that it's going to make me confident, blah, blah, blah. No, I think I definitely bought into peer pressure, and I definitely bought it, you know, to impress other people. And even when people would notice it, they'd be like, oh, like, is that daddy's money? Blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like, are you fucking for real? Like, it just really showed me that whatever I do, whatever I buy, whatever I do, it's not going to make you more accepted. It's not going to make you more popular. And it's not going to make you brand new. At the end of the day, you will always be inside of you, and you're getting these plastic surgeries or buying these crazy expensive things will not change what's inside of you. If you're insecure, getting a boob job getting a nice watch, getting this will not change you being insecure on the inside. If anything, it might do the opposite. And nobody talks about this. And this is why I feel like I'm like kind of like walking on eggshells. But it's like you can get these surgeries and think, oh, I'm going to be accepted. Everyone's going to like me. I'm going to be pretty. And boys are going to like me more. And blah, 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 blah. And like, hey, maybe it will. But from what I've seen and from what I've experienced, like with my friends and like blah, 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 and like my friends pointing out their insecurities, it's literally like Mean Girls. Do you remember Mean Girls where it's like, oh, I can fix this about myself, blah, 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 blah. And they're looking at Katie and they're like, can you say something shitty about yourself? And she's like, I have stinky breath in the morning. That's what it feels like when you're with your friends and they're like, oh, I was thinking about getting Botox, or I was thinking about getting this and I'm getting this. And I'm like, what? Like, you want to get that? Like, I don't even think like that. Like, I think that I like that feature about you. Like, I don't know why you would want to change that. I don't know. I think we just need to start looking at ourselves and looking at the way that we want to change our body. Like, we're our best friend. Like, with my best friend, I'm always like, you don't need to do that. Like, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. And I do the same thing to myself where I'm like, I need to change this. I need to change this. I need to change this. What would your best friend say? Would your best friend tell you to do it? Have you been wanting to do it for years? Because I've changed what I wanted to do over the years. It's almost like a tattoo. People always say, oh, I want to wait and make sure that I really want it. I'm going to wait a year or two and make sure that I really want it before I get it, just in case I change my mind with tattoos. Why do we not think that about plastic surgery? I'm going to wait a year and make sure that I really want it, and then I'll get it next year. I think I don't know. It's because it's fast fashion. And we are constantly changing the trends. And if I waited a year to get lip filler, I just feel like it's not as trendy anymore. If I waited a year to get a BBL, I just feel like it's not as trendy anymore. If I waited a year to do XYZ, maybe it's not going to be trendy next year. I just feel like we're constantly treating our bodies like fast fashion. And when you think about fast fashion, what do you think about? You think about cheap quality. You think about cheap, inexpensive, and you think about, you could just throw it out or donate it after you're done with it. Is that how we think about our bodies? Our bodies are useless unless it's pretty. Our bodies, can just be thrown around like that. And our bodies are the only thing carrying us through this life. Like, I feel like we have our soul, we have our insecurities, we have this, but our bodies are the only things that are getting us through this life. It's our home for our souls. And I feel like when I think of the grand scheme of things, like when I think of my entire life and my life, when I'm 40 and I look back and I'm like, you know what? I wish in my 20s, I wasn't so insecure. I wish in my 20s, I loved my 20-year-old body. I wish in my 20s, I traveled. I wish in my 20s, I would think about things other than things to change about myself because I'm already good enough. I wish in my 20s, I embrace my body because at the end of the day, the sexiest thing any woman can have is confidence. And it's true. And I don't want to bring anyone down. But when I'm hooked up with girls, like, it's always the pretty girls that you can tell are so insecure. And I'm like, they're just not like, they're not good in bed because they're insecure. And obviously it's different for everybody. But at least from my experience, I've just experienced, like, you can tell the difference between someone that embraces their body, someone that loves their body, that, when they hug you, they open with big arms and like, they have their shoulders back and they carry themselves a certain way. And then there's people who are, surviving on insecurity and fixes the things about themselves to make them look like the perfect Barbie doll and blah, 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 blah. And you just feel their energy. Their energy isn't loose. It's not like happy. It's very uptight. It's not like, I don't know. This is just Adeline bashing the plastic surgery fucking world in an hour. But I really just needed to get this off of my chest because I think that it's very, acceptable to be like, hey, if you want to change something about yourself and it makes you confident, then fucking do it. But I think there's also a line where it's like, hey, I know you think that you're doing this for yourself, but you're not. And instead of fixing something that's physical, maybe fixing something that's internal and fixing something that is mental. Because if you have body dysmorphia, if you have face dysmorphia, if you have XYZ, nothing is going to be enough. And you could be like, oh, I'm going to do this surgery. I'm going to do this surgery. I'm going to do this surgery. And I'm doing it for me. So don't worry, guys. Like, I'm not doing it for anyone else. But you're mentally unwell. And I feel like a lot of us are fucking mentally unwell. And we think that we need to get this done. And we're like, no. I'm not caving into society. I'm not doing this for society. I'm not doing this for other people. I'm doing this for me. I promise I'm doing this for me. That's what I thought. And I'm glad that I haven't had anything done because I'm just, I don't know. I think I'm mostly just scared of getting addicted to plastic surgery because so many of my, of people that I've seen are. And when you look at their soul, when you look at the inside, after all of the things that they fixed and all the things that they said that they did for themselves, on the inside, they're still very insecure and they're still very sad. And this surgery didn't fix them. What really fixes you from insecurity is therapy and, having a good therapist and, working things out because, you could talk to your friends about it and be like, hey, like, I'm feeling shitty about the way that I look and I don't like this about my body. I kind of want to fix it. And like, you could talk to your friends about it, but like body dysmorphia and face dysmorphia is like a gnarly thing. And sometimes it gets to the point where we need a professional to help us because we always say like, if you're insecure about this, then fix it, do it for yourself. But nobody says, if you're insecure about this, go to fucking therapy. Because maybe you're insecure about, say, your teeth. And then once you get your teeth fixed, oh, now you're insecure about this. Now you get this fixed. Now you're insecure about this. Now you get this fixed. It's a never-ending cycle. Because before you fix the external, you need to fix the internal. And I'm not perfect. I think about it all the time about getting shit done. And I feel insecure as shit all the time. And I look in the mirror and I don't like what I see all the time. And I'm working on it. And I have a life coach. And she's like a qualified therapist as well. But, I don't, basically at the end of this podcast, like, I don't want to sound like a bitch for bashing on people who genuinely feel better after getting plastic surgery. Because at the end of the day, if you feel better about yourself, that's all that fucking matters. It doesn't affect me what you look like, and it doesn't affect me whatever. But what does affect me is, seeing social media and seeing this dystopian society and feeling like I need to change shit about myself and seeing other young, impressionable girls change shit about themselves when they haven't even grown into themselves yet. starting such a crazy body dysmorphia, face dysmorphia, insecurity at such a young age. And no one talks about the dangers of plastic surgery. No one talks about the bad side of plastic surgery and how it's not going to fix your issues. And before you think about getting plastic surgery or anything, you need to fix that internal. Fix why you feel insecure. Because there's so many people that I see and they're so beautiful. I look up to them because they're so beautiful. And are they beautiful on the outside? Well, I think so. To society, they're not perfect. But the reason why I feel like they're so beautiful is because they're confident from within. And isn't that so rare? Finding someone that's confident from within. Finding someone where someone can make a comment about, oh, you could lose some weight. Oh, you could do this. Oh, you could do that. And you're like, no, my body is a vessel. It's my home. It's where it gets me from point A to B. My body is just fine. I like it the way that it is. And if you don't like it, it's really not my problem. I think that is more of a you problem if you don't like my body. Because isn't that a thing? Like, people projecting their own insecurities on others. They always say what you hate about others is deep down what you hate about yourself the most deep down inside. So say, for example, the hater makes fun of this girl's teeth. And they're like, oh my God, your teeth are so crooked. Your teeth, you need to get some braces. Like, you look like fucking like a cartoon character, like blah, 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 blah. And the person says, I am fine with my teeth. I actually quite like my teeth. But isn't that a reflection of yourself? The fact that you felt the need to point out that you don't like my teeth, isn't that more of a reflection of yourself that you don't like your teeth? I don't know. It's like this whole thing of like, haters and like projecting their insecurities onto other people. It's an actual real thing. And I feel like the more beauty that you find in other people and the more that you compliment other people and blah, 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 the better you're going to feel about yourself. Because finding beauty in others is also finding beauty within yourself. Picking on other people and saying how much you don't like their teeth is picking on yourself and saying how much you don't like your teeth. This is just an example, by the way, but I like my teeth.
Let's get cooking. This episode of Girl Talk is sponsored by HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get a farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredient and seasonal recipes delivered straight to your doorstep. Skip those checkout lines and save time this spring by cooking at home. And who doesn't love a home-cooked meal? I've never really been a pro in the kitchen, but that's no issue with HelloFresh. Their foolproof recipes are easy to prepare in just a few steps. I'd love to be one of those cooking girlies, but honestly, it's not that easy. All the prep work and buying the groceries, cutting the veggies, washing the dishes, it could just be a lot sometimes. So I take the easy route and use HelloFresh to make my dinners nice and easy. But HelloFresh is not just dinner. They can prepare you for any mealtime occasion and even snacks. With over 40 recipes and over 100 seasonal items to choose from every week, you're bound to find something that you like, even the pickiest eater. You can start with HelloFresh today by going to hellofresh.com/girltalk50. Use the code girltalk50 for 50% off. Plus your first box ships free. One more time, for 50% off and free shipping on your first box, go to hellofresh.com/girltalk50 and use the code girltalk50.
But I don't know. I feel like there's definitely mantras. Oh, you know what? Something that I think I've said in my 24 ways to be confident video, something that really stuck with me is when you look in the mirror and you don't like this about yourself, you wish you could lose a little bit of weight. You wish that you can, get perkier boobs. You want to get surgery for your boobs and you want to get XYZ. Put a picture of your younger self and be like, would you say this to your younger self? Would you say this to that 5-year-old girl? To that 5-year-old girl, would you say, you need to lose weight? You need to get surgery? You're ugly? You would never say that to a 5-year-old girl. If you saw a 5-year-old girl, you would be like, you're so beautiful. Don't listen to what anyone says. You're a princess. You deserve to be treated like a princess. And You deserve like to walk with confidence, because 5-year-old girls are just confident and they just want to be princesses, and like, you know, they just want to like play and like blah, 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 and like take care of their little baby. Like, you would never tell a 5-year-old girl to lose weight. That's so sinister. So put a picture of you as a 5-year-old girl on your mirror. So whenever you're, you know, saying, I don't like this about myself, I need to fix this about myself, blah, 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 look at that 5-year-old girl, because that 5-year-old girl is still inside of you. There's that inner child inside of you. And every single time that you say, I don't like this about myself, I don't like this about myself, bullying yourself, you're also saying that to that 5-year-old girl who just wants to play, who just wants to be happy, who just wants to be loved. And I feel like we try to heal our inner child by, you know, fixing these things about ourselves. Because yeah, at the end of the day, the 5-year-old girl just wants to be happy. She just wants to play, be free. She wants to be loved. She wants other people to love her. She wants, you know, to go to Disneyland. She wants to do fun things. She wants to color in her coloring book and blah. All of that shit is within yourself. When you think about all these little things I used to do as a kid, what did you do as a kid? You know, did you like to play hopscotch, or did you like drawing, or did you like playing soccer, or what are the things that you used to do as a child? All of that shit is still inside of you. And I feel like as we grow up, we kind of like lose light and we lose sight of that, like, you know, inner child that we have. And when we look in the mirror and we're like, oh, I need to fix this about myself. Oh, I'm so ugly. Oh, this, oh, this, oh, this. Like, you're saying that to her, you know? And it's really sad. Because we're constantly like, you know, pushing down that inner child that, you know, she's never going to leave. She's always going to be inside of you. And I think at the end of the day, that inner child just wants to have fun and she just wants to be loved. Because don't we all just want to be loved, you know? And we think, oh, okay, I'm going to heal my inner child and I'm going to be loved because I'm going to get this done about myself. I need to fix this. I'm going to be pretty. My inner child wants to be pretty. But it's not the case. I feel like your inner child just wants to be loved. Your inner child just, you know, wants to play, and she just wants to live life and be loved and love other people. But yeah, I really need to do that. I really need to get like a little, holy shit, I have booger. I really need to get a little picture and just put it on my mirror, my makeup mirror that I do my makeup at every day. And even my full length mirror, because I look at my body at that one, and I really need to do like a little picture of myself. Because I think what it really comes down to, and I think like the conclusion of this podcast episode, is your inner child just wants to be loved, and is getting surgery and is buying expensive shit and changing yourself. Is that going to make you loved? Maybe. I don't think so. And releasing and unleashing your inner child is, you know, doing things that your inner child has always wanted to do, is thinking of your body as a vessel and something that, you know, gets you to point A to point B. Like when I was a kid, I didn't even give a fuck about what my body looked like. I was a kid and we weren't pushed. You know, my insecurities, I think, stemmed from, you know, magazines and articles and, you know, little comments that my friends would say about like my acne and how I had acne on my forehead and that's why I had bangs. And, you know, you don't forget that shit. That's when my insecurities started. But when you're little, you know, I was a chubby little kid, you know, and I was so fucking cute. And like, I just didn't give a fuck about, you know, what I literally couldn't even think twice about my body. I didn't even know that, you know, this insecurity even existed. And I feel like we as a society just like create new insecurities every fucking year. It's like there's always something that you could be insecure about. Like if I look at my face, I could be insecure about my eyebrows. I could be insecure about my eyes. I could be insecure about my nose. I could be insecure about my cheeks now. I could be insecure about my lips. I could be insecure about my chin. I could be insecure about my ears. I could be insecure about my hair. There's countless things that society tells us is an insecurity. But at the end of the day, it's not an insecurity. It's your natural body. And society profits off of you by creating these insecurities and sells you, surgeries. They sell you makeup. They sell you clothes. They sell you hair. They sell you hair products. They sell you nails. They sell you this. Like, hey, are my natural nails perfectly fine? Yeah. But I genuinely just like to get my nails done because it's so cute. I like to look and make the little tapping noises on my phone. But my natural nails are perfectly fine, and there's nothing wrong with my natural nails. And even my hair, my hair is in a messy bun, and it looks kind of like shit right now, but it's just my natural hair. It looks fucking fine. And my face, I just cried and I look kind of like shit. I just woke up. I didn't even have a coffee yet. Do I look like death a little? Yeah, but it's fucking fine. And my body's fine. There's nothing wrong with me. And there's nothing wrong with you. We're constantly being told, this is wrong with you. This is wrong with you. You will be loved if you fix this. No. If you fix it, nothing is going to change. You're always going to feel the same. I think what fixes ourselves and fixes our insecurities is fixing ourselves from within. And, thinking about that inner child and thinking about how to heal her, because we're all damaged. Low-key, we're all fucking damaged. We think that all of these things are wrong with us. And, I have one eyebrow that's higher than the other. And I thought about getting Botox to fix it and blah, blah, blah. I bet you didn't even notice. It's such a little difference, but it's to the point where I see my body and I see my face every single day. So I notice. And I told my friends, I'm I'm thinking about getting, Botox because my one eyebrow is bigger than or higher than the other. And they're like, what? They're like, no, it's not. I've never noticed that. And I'm like, what? I thought it was so obvious. I can't stop looking at it. My one eyebrow is clearly higher than the other. And they're like, what? They're like, really? Maybe that's something that only you see. I mean, do it if you want to do it, but blah, 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 blah. Hearing my friends say that made me realize that the shit that I pick apart from my body, maybe other people don't even give a fuck about it. They don't even notice it. I don't know. I think this is a huge rant. And, we talked about, things that obviously I can work on and we can work on. But, self-love is a gnarly journey because, I will have periods of time and I'll have times where I'm confident and I'm like, fuck everyone. I look fucking amazing. When I feel the best, and I hate to say this, is when I work out. I know. You're like, Adeline, shut the fuck up. But here's the thing. I think that, because it could be different for everyone. I think the reason why I feel better about my body when I work out is because I know I'm putting love into my body. I'm moving my body. I'm being healthy with my body. I'm watching what I eat. I'm not putting shit in my body, like junk food in my body. I start eating vegetables. I start, because it's all a spiraling snowball effect for me. Once I start working out, I want to eat healthier. I want to do this and this and this and this. And I think being healthy, I think that's fucking amazing. And I personally feel the most confident when I'm working out and I'm eating healthy. And it's not, I swear, my body doesn't even look different. Sometimes I look at my body, I'm like, I look at the before and after results and I'm like, okay, I see a little bit of difference, but it's not crazy. My body didn't completely transform. You see on TikTok, before and after, my body did not transform. I look a little bit different, but very, very small difference. But you know what is the biggest difference for me is I feel like I put love into my body and I put thought into my body and I put good foods into my body. And I think that's what makes me feel better about my body. It's not about the way that I look. It's about the way that I feel. And it's about the way that I treat my body. And it's the way that, because I feel like when I'm eating like shit, when I'm not working out, when I'm looking at myself in the mirror, you're eating like shit. They say you are what you eat. I'm eating like shit. I ate 12 fucking Godiva chocolates yesterday, bitch. I had the munchies and I had a bunch of Godiva chocolates. And I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, damn, At least my ass is fatter, but like so is everything else. But I look at photos of me like a couple years ago, and I swear I look the exact fucking same. But in my head, I don't like the way that I look because I treat my body like shit. No wonder I feel like shit. Once I treat my body good and I work out and I eat good, it doesn't even matter what it looks like because I know that I'm treating my body good and I feel good about it. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's at least for me when I feel the most confident. But yeah, I just wanted to say, to conclude this episode, I'm really sorry that it's like just me ranting this whole time. Let me know. Do you like the ranting videos where I'm just like unscripted and I just like say whatever the fuck? Or do you prefer like more, thought out podcasts where like I have like, tips and whatever? Because I don't know. I think I was just very passionate about this subject and I just wanted to talk about it right away. But I think I just wanted to conclude this podcast episode with, you are perfectly fine the way that you are. There's nothing wrong with you. You look fucking amazing as long as you treat that inner child and you tell her that she's beautiful and you do the things that she wants to do. You do the little silly things like prank your brother or draw or snowboard. I don't know what it is for you. As long as you're doing things that fulfill and fuel your soul as opposed to filling your brains with insecurities and society and what we need to do to be loved. Because I think, I think at the end of the day, all of this plastic surgery, fixing things about yourself, makeup, hair, clothes, blah, 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 things that you need to fix about yourself. At the end of the day, what it just stems from is just wanting to be loved. I feel like, maybe we do it for ourselves or we convince ourselves that we do it for ourselves. But I think at the end of the day, at least for me in my experience, I just want to be loved. And I feel like at the end of the day, that's all that we want. That everyone in the whole world, all that we want is to just be loved. And society tricks us and they're like, in order to be loved, in order to be accepted, you need to fix these things about you, which are completely fucking normal. But they say that because they can profit off of you and sell you this, they sell you that, they sell you this, they sell you that. It's a fucked up dystopian society that we live in as a female, as a girl trying to make it through this fucking world. But I think getting to the core, getting to the root of the problem, which is wanting to be loved, I think that we're more loved than we think. Someone said to me, you're loved more than you could ever imagine. And I don't know why, I sat there and I thought about it. I'm like, am I? Am I loved more than I could ever imagine? Sometimes we feel so lonely and we feel like we can't reach out to anyone and we feel ugly and we feel this, we feel that. But I think, I think we always forget that we are loved. And, maybe you grew up in a fucked up family, a fucked up household, and maybe you have no friends, but you are loved and people do love you. Maybe they don't say it, but there's different ways of saying it. Like, I hope you drive home safe. I hope you get home safe. Let me know when you get home. How are you doing today? Hey, what's up? You are loved more than you could ever imagine. And thinking that changing your physical appearance is going to make you more loved is a little bit delusional. Hey, is pretty privilege a thing? Yeah. But I think, telling ourselves that our 100% worth is on our physical appearance, we can't be saying that. Like, that's just unrealistic to say. You can be the most gorgeous person in the world and have the nastiest soul, have, the worst personality and the most shallow attitude, and it's not going to make you be loved anymore. Think about that inner child and think about what she would want, what she would want to do, how she would want to fill her days, how she would want to feel about her body, because it's what you deserve. And your inner child is always going to be there inside of you. And I think at the end of the day, your inner child just wants to be loved. And instead of being like, oh, I need to fix this, I need to fix this, I need to fix this about my appearance, think about, how can I be appreciative of the people that love me? And how can I show my love for the people that I love? You know, I think that there's ways to build confidence that aren't physical. You know, I feel like I feel super confident when I'm helping others, when, I, pay for my mom's mortgage because I know that, she's trying to pay it off. Or I give my friends and family gifts, or when I, help my friend take out the trash, or I help, your friend with the dishes, or, you tell your friend that they look really amazing today. And you tell your mom how grateful you are, even though she wasn't the perfect mom, how grateful you are for her, and your dad, how grateful you are for them. And I feel like there's a lot of ways to build confidence, because I think confidence also stems from just wanting to be loved. And I think it, putting out that good energy and that those love languages that you have, and telling your friends and family how much you love them. I don't know. I feel like it's getting super sappy, but I think it's just really just getting to the root of why we're all so fucked up, and why we all feel the need to get XYZ done and treat our bodies like shit and constantly feel like shit. You ask any of your girlfriends and you're like, hey, are you insecure? Do you feel insecure about your body sometimes? And they all say, yeah. That's not fucking normal. That's not normal. And it's so normalized to hate your body. I think at the end of the day, just know that loving your body is normal. You're allowed to love your body no matter what you look like. And you're valid and you're loved. And, Emma Chamberlain, I was listening to her podcast about her predictions for 2023. And one of her predictions was looking like a perfect Barbie doll. She thinks that people are going to be over looking like a perfect Barbie doll, because I feel like back in the day, we would kind of be like, oh, this person's so pretty and I don't know what it is and blah, blah, blah. But nowadays with the internet and with society, you're like, oh, this person got this nose job, she got a boob job, she got this, she got this, she got this, and everybody has it. And I feel like it's less of that je ne sais quoi, oh my God, she's so beautiful, she's so different. It's to the point where everyone is starting to look the same. And I feel like beauty, they say beauty is symmetry, but beauty is also just, is just being unique and it's being different. And I love, the TikToks where it's the girls showing off their nose and sometimes they have a curvy nose, and then sometimes they have the nose, I don't know what it's called, the nose that goes out, and they're like, oh my God, you're so fucking stunning. That is literally a goddess nose, and it's so fucking beautiful, and it's just unique and cool, and it's beautiful. And I feel like we need to start looking at features like that. Sometimes I'll be this feature is a little bit unique and weird about me, but maybe that's something that makes you beautiful. But I'm also manifesting with Emma that we are just over this perfect Barbie, look that we're all kind of after, this literal plastic Barbie look. And we could all just start embracing our natural features, because natural beauty, I think, is one of the most beautiful beauties of all. And I think inner beauty is also one of the most beautiful beauties of all. And we need to stop talking about what we could change about our outer appearance and start thinking about, things to make us confident from within, and things that, make us genuinely feel good. Work, 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 work. See me, I be work, 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 work. We're gonna be doing What Would Rihanna Do? Because I feel like Rihanna is the human embodiment of a badass, confident bitch. Because, you know, we've seen Rihanna in all of her phases, all of her eras of life. She's looked different in all of her eras of life. And one thing that I really admire about Rihanna is, you know, she'll be like, oh, you know, I gained a little bit of weight, but, you know, it's just the season. She looks at her body as like, you know, it's a season and like, you know, it's something that, you know, it's like something that changes and like it's like it's not all just like gonna be summer and it's not all gonna be fall. It's like a season that changes and grows and like evolves. And I think that's something really beautiful to think about. But anyways, first question. What would Rihanna do? Rihanna, don't sue me. I'm just thinking of what you would do. Because I love you so much. Someone said, if he cheats once, does that show a future of cheating? Girl. You know what they say? You lose them how you get them. So I would say, I personally, you know, I want to believe in like, you know, the good in everyone, but I personally think once a cheater, always a fucking cheater. Because for me, it's not so much like the physical aspect of cheating. I think it's the disrespect. I think it's the lying, it's the manipulation, and it's the disrespect. Someone that is comfortable disrespecting someone that they consider their partner in life, someone that they consider is supposed to be their best friend, their partner, their boyfriend, their girlfriend, disrespecting them to the, you know, to that point, I think is unforgivable. And like, I don't even know how people do it. It's like not human to me, because I just feel like if you can do that to one person, what makes you think that they're not going to do it to the next and the next and the next? That's inner work that they need to fix within themselves, because they are just disrespectful and they don't respect themselves and they don't respect you. And they will never respect you until they learn to respect themselves. So if he cheats once, does that mean a future of cheating? I would count on it. I'm not going to say that they will, but I would definitely, you know, again, the saying, you lose them how you get them. Did they cheat on their partner to get with you? What makes you think that they wouldn't do that to someone else? They disrespected their partner. What makes you think that they're not going to disrespect you? I don't know. People always talk about, you know, cheating and like, oh, like I can't imagine them like, you know, blah, 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 blah with someone else. But for me, it's the disrespect. When I have a friend, when I have a partner, when I have even like a family member, if they disrespect me to a point where I look dumb, where I look stupid, where I look taken advantage of, that is unforgivable to me. That's why I always say, if you cheat on me, like there's no ifs, ands, or buts, like the relationship is over. The relationship is done. There's no trust, there's no respect, and there's no honesty. And, you know, I feel like I'm a horny person, but I can control myself. Like, And people always say, oh, I'm a man. How do you expect me to control myself? Like, exactly, you're a man. You're a grown adult. You have decisions to be made. You have, you know, you're a grown person. You're a human being. If you can't control yourself, or you can't, you know, control your urges or control your, you know, temptations, doesn't that say a lot about the type of person that you are? A little child. A little child can't control themselves when they see candy and their parents are like, oh, don't eat the candy. They can't control themselves because they're a little child. A grown man should be able to control their urges. That's a little boy if you cheat. Oh no. Someone said how to deal with a situation where people are making fun of you. I think if people are making fun of you, you know, I think without the intention of like, you know, being joking and being funny and like, you know, you being in on the joke and they're kind of laughing at you as opposed to with you, I think those are the type of people that don't respect you as well. And I feel like it's dangerous to put yourself in situations where people don't respect you because they will not treat you like a human, and they will treat you as a disposable, and they will treat you like shit, essentially. So I think people that are making fun of you, I don't think that you need to make time in your life for that, because the most valuable thing that you could give to someone is your time. So don't give your time to people like that. And also don't put yourself in that situation, because you never know with being in a dangerous situation, and like, you never know what's going to happen. Someone said sleep with him on the first date or wait. Okay. Here's the thing. My favorite part of a relationship is like a slow burn. You know what's so crazy? They say that the slower you grow, the slower you fall. I think that has to do with, social media. I think it has to do with money, and I don't know. And I think it also has to do with relationships. So, okay, tell me if you relate, right? You meet someone, you instantly click. They seem like, the most fiery, intense emotions. Like, you just want to rip all of their clothes off and like have sex because you have that much fucking chemistry. But here's the thing. How many times has that happened to you where that happens and you have sex on the first date, but you dwindle off after a month? Because girl, that has happened to me. And I'm like, I swear, like, I was like, we have so much chemistry, and like there's sparks, and like there's stars, like there's fireworks, and like blah, 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 blah. Like, we have so much chemistry, and, we have sex, and it's amazing, and blah, 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 blah. But it always ends after a month, at least from my experience. And I think the reason for that is because I feel like when I have instant sparks with someone, it's, I don't know if it's necessarily like, good sparks. Maybe it's more so like trauma bonding. But I don't know. I think it was definitely, at least from my situation and my experience, me and this person, I literally remember telling my girlfriends, I'm like, this is the best sex ever. Like, we just get each other. Like, it's amazing. It's crazy. We're like, he's like the guy version of me. I'm the girl version of him. What does that sound like to you? Do you think that's trauma bonding? I think we both, had things that we had to work through, and we both were young, and we both needed to go to therapy. I hope he went to therapy, because I kept telling him that he needs to go to therapy because he like was a little bit fucked up like me. But, I've worked on myself, and I worked through it. And now my favorite type of relationship is just like a slow burn where, maybe you don't feel crazy sparks, and maybe it just feels kind of neutral and normal. But the more that you go on dates with them, the more that you get to know them, the more, chemistry there is, and the more that you relate to each other, and the more this and the more that. I don't think that's trauma bonding. I think that's just like how normal relationships work. And this is something that I've struggled with. I swear we have so much chemistry, and like, with other people that are like healed, and they went to therapy, and they're in their masculine energy, and like I'm like, struggling to be in my feminine energy, and like, I feel like it's more of a slow burn. But after being in a relationship where it's more of a slow burn, you go on more dates, and like there isn't as much chemistry in the beginning, aka trauma bonding, you grow the chemistry, and you grow to like the person, you grow. And it's not like, I feel like when you first meet someone, it's like, you learn things about them, and they're perfect in your head, because all of the little things like, oh, do they put the seat down on the toilet, or do they put their laundry away, and blah, blah, blah. You picture in your head the perfect person, and I think that's why it feels so magical, and it feels so, perfect, and, so much chemistry. But when you actually get to know someone, and it's a slow burn, and it's like, you go on dates, and like they wine and dine you, and blah, 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 blah. I think that is almost better. So, hey, okay, like, would you sleep with him on the first date or wait? I think just do whatever the fuck your body tells you to do. Girl, I'm not going to give you advice for you to, feel weird about it and like, you know, not listen to me. Just do whatever the fuck your body wants you to do. You know, if you have some traumas that you need to go through and you have that like crazy chemistry feeling and you just want to fuck that person that night, then fucking do it. Because I personally feel like there's nothing better than a good old learning experience. And I had to go through it and it was really fun and it was really good sex. So I really do recommend it. But I think if you're looking for a good, healthy relationship and like something that's more of a slow burn and something where you really do get to know each other and like it's the anticipation of like, are you going to do it? And like, you know, blah, 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 blah. I think that is almost better. But I think that they're both fucking fun. So you might as well fucking do it. If your body's telling you and if you feel safe with them, then that's all that fucking matters. And then I think I'll do one more question. Someone said tips on discipline when working out. So the only way that I can get myself to work out is if I'm held accountable for it. So the things that I have to do to make myself feel accountable is I know not everyone has like the money to do this, but I have like a gym trainer. So if I don't show up to my trainer on time or I don't show up to him that day, I lose my money and my money just goes in the trash. Something that's cheaper, you could sign up for classes. Do you want to sign up for like a cycling class, a Pilates class, whatever class? It's like $30 for a class. Yeah, it's a little, you know, on the pricier side, but if you don't show up, you lose the $30. Actually, you know what? $30 is not even, you know, if you don't have a Starbucks every single day and you just make your coffee at home, I don't know. But number 3, I would put having a gym buddy or like an accountability partner. So say that, you know, you want to work out every day at noon and, you know, maybe you and your girlfriend go to the gym together, or maybe you and your girlfriend FaceTime each other at noon and you do a little like Chloe Ting workout, because that's how I started working out. It's like keeping myself accountable with my friends, and like if you don't show up, like you're being lazy, like your friend kind of makes fun of you. So I think doing things that make you feel more accountable. So, you know, when I would have a gym membership, we'd be like, oh, I'll go tomorrow. Oh, I'll go tomorrow. Oh, I'll go later. I'm busy. I'm on a roll. Like I'm doing my work. I'm going to do it tomorrow. But if you set a time and you keep yourself accountable, I think I'm way more likely to do it. Also, something that also helps is sleeping in your gym clothes the night before. If you have an early morning workout, laying out your clothes the night before, that also really helps me. And honestly, as shallow as it is, taking a mirror selfie at the gym, like I feel so good about myself when I take my good old mirror selfie at the gym. I'm like, you know what, I did it. And then I can look back at my archives and be like, oh my God, I worked out this much this week, or like, you know, progress pictures. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's podcast episode, even though it was just me ranting for an hour straight. But I love you, and know that there's absolutely nothing fucking wrong with you. Your body is fucking amazing the way that it fucking is. It's normal. It's your normal human body. And, you know, at the end of the day, all that we want is to be loved. So do things that makes you feel loved, and that, you know, putting love out to other people and like feeling the love that people give back to you. But I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Make sure to give it a like if you're listening on YouTube. Make sure to write on, you know, Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you're listening to this. It helps me a lot. And I guess I'll talk to you guys in the next one. I'm always here. If you want to talk every Wednesday, if you want to talk, same place, same time. Girl, love you. Mwah. I'll talk to you. Bye. Did you like that episode? I really hope that you did. If you haven't already, then make sure to watch last week's episode or the week after. Just click on the links, whatever it is. And I hope that you guys enjoyed. Also, be sure to subscribe because it helps me a lot. But I love you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Bye.
Feel it rush, sipping on Hawaiian punch. Squeeze the sides, feel it rush, sipping on Hawaiian punch. Know you like all this gush? Oh no, you can't get enough. Sipping on Hawaiian.